Rakshit with us. So he's proudly sitting here after cracking an international job offer. So let's talk about his journey and how he was able to crack his dream job. So hi Rakshit.
Hello, first of all. First of all, I would like to thank all my faculty members and all my department members for continuously guiding me throughout my entire engineering process. And I would also like to thank my family and my friends for continuously having faith in me and supporting in my hard and good times. So talking about my placement journey first, I would like to say that I would not exactly call this a placement journey, but I had started the process in my end moment of my second year. So towards the end of my second year, I started working on and learning new technologies. I always had an interest towards computer science. People say you're from a core background. Why don't you do something related to electrical or electronics? But I always had interest towards computer science. So I started exploring new technologies and also working towards it. And I also did some few projects. So like throughout my entire third year, I was doing this projects, learning new technologies, but I was not consistently doing this. That's one thing which I would like to say is, it's not a bad thing, but yeah, I wish I could be more consistent about that. So then came my placements, like towards the end of my third year, that's like starting of my fourth year, that's my seventh sem, my placement started. So me and my friends started preparing for my placements, were learning for the aptitude test, for programming and so on. So this was a point when I started, I started encountering failure. So all my friends started getting placed in good companies with good packages, but I was not able to make it through any of the company, not able to get any offer. I made it through a few of those starting rounds, like the aptitude and the coding rounds, but then onwards, I was not able to make it to the technical and the HR interviews. So this is the point when I faced failure. So this was the point when I started experiencing so much failures. So actually was pretty sad about it, but then as I told you, I went, sat down alone, made some points. So as you told, not exactly was my placement journey, but this was my journey towards my dream job. That's what I realized. This was not only the point I started experiencing failures, but then I also realized I needed to do something unique and something better which sets me apart from the other students. So I realized this is not only my placement journey, this was my journey towards my dream job. As I told you, this was a point I was experiencing major failures. So then I sat down alone, I made some points, then I took some advices from my friends and faculty members. So what I realized was I had to be a little more unique, a little more better. So in my work, which set me way apart from, not way apart, like set me apart from the other students. So then moreover, calling this my placement journey, I would like to call this my journey towards my dream job. So currently I'm placed in Santec Corporation in Japan. I'm really happy to talk about that.
How many rounds were there? How many rounds did you actually have to clear?
Yes, definitely. I would love to talk about Santec. So basically, talking about Santec or any Japanese companies in general, so in the starting you'll have an application process. So this is a very common process everyone has to go through. So for Santec, there were almost about 200 to 250 students who had applied for it. So after this application process, so I would like to say this application process is like one of the major or one of the most important part of the placement drive. So because this application process consists of these questions and they ask you to upload your resume, so and they ask you for your skill sets, and so like this, how you answer your questions, and depending on your skill sets, projects to the resume you upload, so they're going to get to know who you are basically. So after this application process, almost half of the people are shortlisted. So basically in Santec or like any companies in general, you'll usually have a technical round or you'll have direct interview. But in Santec, we had a technical round. So in the technical round, we were asked like few DSA questions, data structure and algorithms. Then we were asked some basic technical questions. It was pretty easy. So after this round, this was the major shortlisting round. So after this round, almost about 10 people were shortlisted for the final interview. In the interview process was of 3 rounds, so which consisted of 2 rounds of major interview and 1 group interview. The first was the group interview, where they give just a basic, simple task and ask us to solve it. Then they ask us to introduce ourselves in Japanese, which was pretty easy. Then we had a first round of interview, which was purely technical questions based on your resume, based on your projects, and based on your skill sets. Then I got selected for the second round. So the second round is purely HR. This is where the company's CEO, the vice president came, and they were mainly the ones who were asking the questions, which are HR related. Some of the questions were like, why do you want to work in Japan? What motivated you to come to Japan? What did you like about the company? How did you get to know about the company? So on. Yes, this was my interview process and journey. Yes.
So we've heard that you've got placed as a software developer. As an electrical student, how are you actually able to do this? And what are the suggestions would you like to give your juniors?
Yes, definitely. So, as I'm from a core background, I was also asked the same question in my interview also, like as you're from a core background, you're applying for a software role, which is completely a different branch. So, studying in electrical and electronics engineering, we are not only exposed to the core of the branch, we are also exposed to the other parts like the software branch, like whatever computer science people are studying, even we are also studying. So I don't see this as a drawback in me because I was always interested in computer science as well. So I possess the skills of both the hardware and the software. So it was a good advantage for me over the other students who had applied for the same job role. My suggestions for the juniors is don't be demotivated that you joined branch like electrical electronics. Electrical electronics is an amazing branch because, as I told, now they're introducing new subjects which are software related as well. So not only studying core subjects of electrical and electronics, you'll also be exposed to the computers part of it, so which will help you build your skill sets and work on new technologies as well.
So definitely very inspiring. And so next, what are your future plans?
Yes, so about my future plans as such, this not planned as such, but I'm really excited to go and work in Japan and explore more things, work on more technologies, explore new technologies, work on them and work on new projects as well, make some good friends out there. Then after a few years of experience working there, I would like to come back to India again.
So one small question. If you could go back in time and change something in these 4 years, what could it be?
Definitely. So if I wish I could go back in time, one thing, so I wish I could be more consistent in whatever I did, because at the initial stages of my engineering, I was very much lazy, I would like to say. I was very lazy and very inconsistent. I was exposed to new stuff like as I told you, working on new technology and projects. I was exposed to it, but I wish I was more consistent towards it, because at that time I used to like do it then and out, like whenever I was free or whenever I liked to do it. But if I was more consistent, I think I would have achieved something at earlier stages.
So we have also heard that Rakshit is extremely multi-talented. So he's a football player and a beatboxer. So something for the audience.
So you'd like me to beatbox?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll just do a small bit of basic stuff. So yes.
It was really a good one, and thank you so much, Rakshit. You've definitely made EEE feel very proud and very inspiring. So I wish all the very best for your future endeavors, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gauri, for this talk. I really had an amazing experience attending this one.